Hey, I'm Linda with SaltySeattle, and today we're gonna make floral cannelloni. They are so freaking pretty and they are delicious. Stuffed, you don't even have to stuff them if you don't want to. You can just throw them in boiling water and put sauce on top. I love to do almost like a cannelloni sort of lasagna look like this, but we're gonna focus really on the technique of making the big tubes. So we are going to do a fairly intricate floral pattern. We're gonna have red, which is made from beets and paprika, black, which is made from activated charcoal, and then the white dough is made from a milk cream mixture. And all of these recipes are in my book, Pasta Pretty Please. So we are going to sheet our milk dough and our beet paprika dough, and we're going to be mindful to sheet these into a rectangle, each of them that are roughly the same size as one another. Now, some people would think that since those flowers are white, we would cut little white flowers out of this. That is not the fact. In fact, we inverse the pattern. And so we are going to actually cut into our red sheet, not into our white sheet, and then we'll overlay the white sheet on top of the red sheet when we're done cutting the pattern. So when you are thinking about creating a pattern on pasta dough and you're using cutout shapes like this, a couple of things to keep in mind. One, you really can't go too close together. Again, think about the fact that your pasta machine is going to skew this pattern significantly as you sheet it back through, because we are essentially working double the amount of pasta dough when we put this together. And so all these flowers are gonna spread out. If this sheet with the cutout sheet is not tacky to the touch any longer, so not at all sticky, then you can just use a little bit of water, use it sparingly, to give it enough hydration that the top sheet that we place over it will adhere to it. And then I will take a rolling pin and gently press the two sheets together before I unearth the pattern, because I want to make sure that they are very well adhered. So we know that we're missing something. Let's leave that right there and just very quickly sheet a little bit of our black so that we can cut out those pretty black centers. And so you can picture, you don't necessarily need to do this in red, white, and black. You don't even have to put centers in your pasta if you don't want to in your little pasta flowers. But I think red, black, and white are it's a very cool color combination. This dough here that's roughly 13 or so inches long will elongate to almost twice its size. And now we're gonna run it back very carefully through the pasta machine. You'll notice when I feed it through the pasta machine, I'm going to put one end first and then the other end. And the reason for doing that is so that it doesn't skew too much in any one direction. And then occasionally I will also take my rolling pin and roll it out, so both horizontally and then vertically through the machine, so that again the pattern doesn't skew too much this way, but we keep these flowers nice and even and kind of consistent. I am essentially going to size these to the pan that I'm going to cook them in. This is something that can be up to you. So I know that I'm cooking them in this pan, and so I'm gonna go a little bit more, a little bit shorter than the width of the pan, which in this case is about 5 inches. So now we will want to figure out what size of tube we want our cannelloni to be. I'm gonna go around, measure, and I already know this for a fact, this dowel is about 4 inches in diameter. I want each of my cannelloni to be a little bit wider than that, just so that they'll be able to wrap completely around the dowel. So we're just gonna come around just like that. You don't need to press until you get to the seam. And then when you get to the seam, you just gently press down to adhere that together, just like that. And then after these dry on the dowel for about 15 to 30 minutes to set up and really hold that tubular form, they will get blanched in salted water for 15 seconds and then filled with your choice of filling. I brush the top with a little bit of olive oil, and then I bake them covered for 30-35 minutes, and then I'll uncover them and brown them for maybe just another 5 or 10 minutes. I like to put little sprigs of fresh basil on top, and what more delicious meal could you hope for? I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm SaltySeattle. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you like what you see for lots of colorful, fun pasta creations.